It seems like for years now, all any big corporation or well connected politician can talk about is AI. We are always hearing about the benefits of AI and the groundbreaking developments of each new shiny model that's being rolled out. But there is one threat that is genuinely terrifying if left unchecked. I know what you're thinking. This video is going to talk about how we're all going to lose our jobs and be poor forever, or how data centers are causing major environmental damages, causing poisonous materials to leak into water supplies. What the hell? Maybe I should talk about that one. But no, the threat I want to talk about today is AI hackers, or hackbots, as I'm dubbing them. But before we really discuss why AI hackers are so dangerous, I think we need to preface things with how a human hacker really works. Firstly, we need to talk about targets. Targets are usually picked off of what an attacker can get out of a victim and how easily obtainable the attacker's goals would be. Quick question: who would an average hacker go for? A major corporation with millions of people's juicy private information? Or B, a small time local insurance agency with about 5% of the major corporation's information and even less money? Well, if you picked either of these, you're wrong. Obviously, the hacker would go for the one that they can take advantage of the easiest. They're not trying to work hard. Working hard is for law abiding citizens, dummies. So now that we have identified who our target is and what weakness we're going to exploit to gain access to their systems, we can start talking about how we get there. Here I want to point out a chart that I created. Not a good chart. It's very dumbed down for what I'm trying to achieve here. I'm just trying to give you guys a baseline for anyone who doesn't know anything about cybersecurity and hacking. These are not the only steps. These are very abbreviated versions and are really quick to the point. There's many more steps in between these. You can even see in some of these that I doubled them up just for the sake of convenience. But we start with surveillance or reconnaissance, sorry. And we go through each step and finish with total control of the system. Now, this whole process takes upwards of many hours to many days. Hands on. You have to be hands on. You can't, it's not automated. There's some automation, but at this certain points, you, the hacker, have to be there ready to click buttons to continue on once you get through certain systems. Now, I want to discuss the steps for someone using an AI model to help them hack into someone's servers. And here's that diagram. Yeah, that's how easy it is. The dumbed down version is infinitely more complex than this version. Now, I want to preface that every step that I showed you in the last one is still being performed, but it's just happening so fast that it might as well not be happening. These systems, they're not prepared for this level of power. They're designed for humans, not AIs. So when you use an AI bot that thinks like so much faster than human would, acts so much faster than human would, the systems don't even flag it. It's like it's just walking through the straight door, straight through. Whereas a human hacker would be stopped having to get through multiple locks to get straight through to the core to what they want. The AI model can just go straight in. Now, I don't think I've done this yet, so I want to preface this. Hackbots are not acting by themselves. They're being given very clear instructions from hackers using AI models like ChatGPT, or most commonly, Claude AI. Now, at first, when these bots were first being rolled out, it was manageable because these models weren't actually able to perform attacks themselves. But now they're able to automate upwards of 90% of the actual attack, making the human element of these attacks nearly non existent. The best example that I can find of this is in September of 2025, there was an attack enacted by a Chinese government funded hacker group that hit 30 different organizations with Claude AI chatbot being responsible for 90% of the work. There's a link to the article below if you're more interested in reading up on this. This is only possible, though, due to the lack of restrictions being enforced on AI from developers and government agencies globally. This newfound ungodly power in hackers' hands is more of a major threat than even I can probably explain in this video. Imagine how many major companies have interconnected web services all over the world. This is companies like Amazon, Netflix, Spotify, just about any streaming service. Each one of these holds your personal data, your card information, your email, and home address. Let's not even mention government agencies that have nearly had all the funding and staff cut in the last few years, like the FBI, the Department of Defense, and most importantly, the IRS, that has had nearly 25% of its staff and all of its new talent gutted in the last few years. This is your social security number, your passport number, your license number. This is your life, guys. Now is the hardest part of this video. What can really even be done to prevent attacks like these? Well, the way I see it, there are a few options. The first being to fight back with AI. I mean, what better alternative than a modern day fight fire with fire situation? A handful of organizations are already working on developing a strong system of defense using AI models. It's mainly the big tech giants that are doing this, like Google, and they're kind of responsible for building these in the first place, but the sentiment, the thought is there. Now, if we're able to turn this into industry standard, with every company having at least a decent defensive AI in their infrastructure, then we'll be right back where we should be. But unfortunately, it's not looking like that's going to be the case, seeing as our government refuses to intervene. For years now, our government has held off on putting any restrictions in place for AI so that they can take advantage of the technology. They're even trying to stop states from putting restrictions on AI development and large data center constructions. It's been shot down twice by the states, but around the beginning of December 25th, our president put in an executive order that mandates states remove any restrictions placed on AI development. I can't emphasize enough how this is a very bad thing. AI is the digital equivalent of a goddamn loaded gun. Not even a gun. A freaking nuke. I know it's fun to play around with and make funny videos to laugh at on TikTok. Hell, I laugh at them too. But seriously, it is incredibly powerful technology. And just as dangerous as I'm saying. It's a rock that was able to develop the capability of complex thought. But that thinking happens at a billion times faster than you. Please, please, please create laws to regulate these things. So, for the time being, I'd recommend that we all, as a whole, roll back on how many sites we share our addresses, our full names, our emails, or really any information about yourselves. All it takes is one site to get hacked, and it's bye-bye your identity. So, guys, if there was ever really a time to really crack down on what information that you're sharing with companies out in the world, it'd be now. Really and truly. These AI bots, they're only going to improve. And it seems like the administration in charge, honestly, every administration in charge all over the world, really has very little interest in policing these bots. So I would minimize the accounts that you have and really roll back a lot of the information that you're sharing online, like your address, like your name, like a lot of things, honestly. But Yeah, I got nothing. That's it. That's it. See ya. Really great. Thanks for watching, guys. I really appreciate it. This is my first video ever. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please like and subscribe. And yeah, I'm going to be uploading 1 to 2 videos every week, hopefully. More content like this on the way. Thank you.